Welcome to Heart to Talk, the podcast. I am the host and creator, Teresa Caesar. My intention for this podcast is to deliver to you wisdom, inspiration, and consciousness through solo episodes and conversations amongst insightful people. It is my greatest honor to bring to you talks that come from the heart. Hey, loves. Welcome back to Heart to Talk podcast. I'm so grateful you're here, tuning in, taking a moment to be with yourself, with your heart, and with this conversation. Today, I want to talk about an energy that has completely shifted the way I live, create, and move through my life and work. And that is the energy of quiet confidence and making power moves in silence. You see, as an entrepreneur in this space that I'm in, it is so easy to look around and see what everyone else is doing and creating. We see examples, we see business models, launches, aesthetics, content strategies, and it all can be so beautiful and so inspiring. And inspiration is powerful. It can activate us, expand what we believe is possible, give us ideas. But there comes a moment where you realize, I'm not here to follow someone else's template. I'm not here to build a life or a business based on trends, formulas, or what people say I should do. I personally reached this point where I was just done. Done trying to match what I saw online. Done worrying about whether people would approve of what I was creating. Done asking, will they like this? Will they get this? Is this right? Instead of asking myself, does this feel true for my soul? Is this actually me? And to hear those answers, I had to get really quiet. I realized I was moving from reactive consciousness. So let me explain that. There's something I like to think of as reactive consciousness versus intentional soul led consciousness. And so, reactive consciousness is when your decisions are more of a reaction to life than a choice. It sounds like they launched this, so I should launch something like that too. This type of content is totally trending, so I guess I have to do it that way as well. Everyone says the only way to be successful is XYZ, so my way must be completely wrong. It's constantly looking outward for the next move. It's being plugged into what everyone else is doing, then trying to keep up. Now, the opposite is intentional soul led consciousness, right? This is the opposite energy. It sounds something like, what actually feels aligned for me? What is my spirit asking me to create or to shift? What would I build or choose if no one else ever saw it or commented on it? It's you checking in with your own intuition first, your own body, your own knowing. So I had to quiet the noise and literally sit down with myself because I noticed I was moving from reactive consciousness with my business and parts of life. So I sat with myself with my journal, my heart, my intuition, and I wrote out, what do I really want my life to feel like? What do I want my business to represent and serve and feel like? What are my values? My energetics around work, time, money, creativity, love, family, friendship. And from that space, I started moving differently. The biggest shift I've ever experienced in this season of my life is an energetic one. And there are so many pillars to it. But for this episode, I really feel inspired to share the pillar of moving with quiet confidence and making power moves in silence. So I have noticed that so many people in the season that I'm in right now are so curious, right? Curious about what I'm building, how I'm doing it, what's next. Some of it is support. Some of that is love. Some of it is just genuine curiosity. But I also started to feel this like subtle pressure, right? Like I needed to create a whole presentation on what my life looks like right now, how my business works, what's my plan, and is it solid? Does it look like it will be approved by the world? Is it reputable? What's my next step? And that pressure wasn't something anyone necessarily asked me to carry. It was a belief and a pressure I completely put on myself that if I was doing something big, I had to constantly explain it, prove it, be worthy of it, and to show the behind the scenes to everybody that asked how I was doing, what am I up to, what's my Mondays look like. But here's the truth that I landed on. I don't need to present my life. I don't need to justify my process. I don't need to submit my vision for approval for my business or my personal life because at the end of the day, no one else is responsible for my results, my happiness, my abundance. No one else is responsible for my success. No one else is responsible for my alignment. I am. You are the CEO of your life. If you're building something, whether that's a business, a vision, a family, a new identity, or a new chapter, you are the one accountable for that. And that also means you have the right to protect it. That's what quiet confidence is. Quiet confidence is not hiding. It's not disconnecting from life. Quiet confidence is protective and intentional. It looks like not feeling the need to post every single move you make or announce it, not over explaining your decisions to people who aren't actually responsible for the outcome, especially not asking for permission to follow what you know is right for you. It's when you can say to yourself, I trust my process. I trust what I'm being led to. I don't have to convince anyone else to understand it. Quiet confidence is you walking into your life knowing I don't have to perform my evolution for anyone. Another thing that has shaped this energy for me was noticing unsolicited advice. When we get that our whole lives, right? People giving us advice when we really didn't ask. So when you're in transition, especially when you're growing, when you're building something new, people often have a lot to say. And that's why a lot of us don't do it because we're afraid of it. Again, sometimes it's love, sometimes it's fear, sometimes it's straight up projection. I had moments where I took in what people said and it actually made me question myself. It made me doubt my own path, my own knowing. And then one day I literally had to stop and say, oh, wait a minute. Like, I didn't ask. I mean, not in a rude way, and thought it to myself, but in a very clear way, I didn't ask for advice, right? They don't know the full vision I'm carrying. They don't see what I see and feel when I imagine the life that I'm creating. They haven't walked where I'm meant to walk. So how could they possibly be the authority on what I'm building? No one else has been there before, not even me. But I'm the one destined to arrive. Some advice pulls you away from your own knowing into their limitations, their fear, their worldview. However, quiet confidence is being able to receive what people say with grace, take what resonates, release what doesn't without feeling guilty. You can also simply say, thank you, I'll sit with that. Or thanks for your advice. I appreciate that. But however, right now I am actually totally trusting my own process. You don't have to argue. You don't even have to explain why you're not taking their advice. You don't have to convince them that your path is valid. Now, you might be listening and thinking, okay, but I'm not building a business right now. Right. And that's okay because not everyone is building a business as an entrepreneur. You might not be building a business, but one thing you are building is a life. Every single one of us is building something. Maybe you're building a life of love. Maybe you're building a career or going back to school. Maybe you're building a healthy new body and identity. Maybe you're building new habits and new boundaries, a new relationship with yourself. Maybe you're building a family or a home or a new chapter of healing. We're all creating, whether we're conscious of it or not. And so often we unintentionally limit what is possible by looking only at the lives of the people closest to us, what our parents or families have modeled, what we see on Instagram or Facebook or on TV. We quietly tell ourselves, because I haven't seen it, maybe it's not realistic. Because no one in my family has done this or none of my friends have done this, maybe I shouldn't want this. Because I don't see anyone around me living like that, maybe it's too much to hope for and live into. But here's the thing. What you truly want is where the magic is, not the watered down version, not the version that looks good on social media, not the version that everyone else understands. The desire that keeps coming back, the life that you literally can feel in your body when you imagine it, or if you get inspired, that's your compass. Quiet confidence is trusting that inner pull, even when no one else around you has done it. So let's bring this energy into like your daily life in a really tangible way. So number one is ask yourself, before you poll other people, pause and ask, what do I feel led to do? What feels peaceful and aligned for me? Number two, stop oversharing your process. You don't have to explain your every move while you're still in the middle of it. Share when it feels solid, not when it's still tender and forming. Three, keep promises to yourself. Quiet confidence comes from self-trust. When you say you're going to do something and you follow through, even small things, you're building an internal track record with yourself. Number four, protect your energy. Not everyone gets access to your behind the scenes. Be mindful of who you let into your process, your ideas, and your vulnerable stages. Number five, let your results speak. You don't have to announce every seed that you're planting. Let people witness the bloom. Let your life, your energy, your example, your peace be the loudest thing in the room. Number six, ask yourself, if I stopped worrying about what people think, what would I actually want? What kind of life do I really want to design? Sit with that. Write it down honestly without editing and let it be big. Because people will ask and they'll ask, what are you working on? What's next? Oh, you've changed. Where have you been? How's it all going? And you can respond with quiet confidence and still protect your vision with some examples. And this is what I've been doing because people are so curious in this new season that I'm in. And I say, I'm creating something beautiful that's still unfolding. I'm really focused on alignment and depth in this season. You'll see it when it's ready. I'm in a really grounded creative space right now. So I'll let you know when it's ready to be shared. You don't owe anyone a detailed breakdown. You don't owe anyone proof that you're doing enough. So wherever you are right now, building a business, a career, a relationship, a family, a new self, I want you to remember you are the creator and the designer of your life. No one else is responsible for your vision, and no one else gets to give or take away your permission. Quiet confidence is you saying, I trust my path. I trust my timing. I trust my process. I don't need an audience to validate my becoming. What you truly want, beyond fear, beyond performance, beyond other people's expectations, that's where your true magical life is. So I want to close with this affirmation to say together, okay? So if you can take a deep breath and put your hand on your heart and repeat after me. This is the affirmation I'm using and I want to share with you. I move with quiet confidence. I trust my own path and my own timing. I am the creator and designer of my life. I no longer need validation or permission. My power moves in silence, and my life will reveal the results. Let that sit with you and sink into your soul, your body, your cells. And I just want to thank you for being here, for listening with your heart, and for walking this soul-led journey with me. If this episode spoke to you, be sure to share it with someone who you think it will resonate with, if they're in a season of transformation themselves. And again, thank you so much for listening. I love you. I see you, and big hugs. Thank you so much for tuning into this episode. Please download, rate, subscribe, and share this podcast. Also, be sure to visit my website at teresacaesar.com to check out my inspirational merch, connect to my social accounts, and much more. May you continue to be filled with wisdom, inspiration, and consciousness. Otherwise, friends, I will be back for another episode of Heart to Talk.